As adult toy collectors, part of our hobby is the toy run and going to major stores to add items to our collection. And you may wonder, why do some large stores have exclusives, meaning an item that's only available for them and not anyone else? In the industry, this is actually called a customized program, and basically the larger you are, well, the more exclusive toys you usually get. Part of this is because it's a bargain with the retailer to take the main line by giving them something unique that will draw collectors to their store that someone else can't have. And as I said, the larger your store is, the more likely you are to get really cool exclusives. I mean, heck, Target was so cool that they got the exclusive that was predicted to bring down the entire toy industry.
Don't patronize me, Scott.
Now, in the last few years, we've had a new player come onto the stage for toy collecting, and that's Walgreens. I know, Walgreens, right? Where usually you go to get your wart medication and your shampoo that smells like hemp. Well, Walgreens has become a major player, or at least it has been, in the adult collector toy hunt over the last few years, supplying us with everything from major characters that we need in order to fill in gaps for our collection, to obscure characters that, well, we thought we would probably never get. I mean, heck, Walgreens has even been the home of figures that have now gone on to become mainstream because they have Disney Plus shows, and we know that if a character doesn't have a Disney Plus show, they're not worth owning. So yeah, hey, you wanted classic Moon Knight, sure is glad that you had Walgreens, like what, a year and a half ago to bulk up on that figure? And it's not Marvel alone. I mean, Walgreens has adapted many, many brands to their customized program, and all of this is done to draw customers in. Meaning, hey, if you're coming into Walgreens anyway, you might as well pick up your Tron figures, which really is the entire point of a customized program. And this works whether it's for an entire exclusive line that's not available at any other retailer, or just an exclusive figure that's going to complement a collection you already have. Whatever the figure is, whatever the price point, whatever the brand, it's all under the same strategy. And this is why over the past few years we've seen more and more items with that little circular sticker on the front that says only available at Walgreens. Which, again, Walgreens isn't really known as a toy store, but for adult collectors, it has absolutely sprung up as a key location in the toy hunt. And a big part of that is also because of the sheer number of locations they have and how easy it is to get to them. You're probably going to pass several Walgreens on your way to Target and Walmart and, rest in peace Toys R Us. Thank you very much, Bain Capital. And not just getting exclusive figures to you, but also filling in gaps that aren't otherwise possible. The best example probably being the Marvel Legends Fantastic Four set, as well as, their subsidiary characters, if you will, like Silver Surfer, who's also part of the Fantastic Four license. For a while, before Disney was able to acquire rights to Fantastic Four, because they were with 20th Century Fox, at least the movie rights, these figures weren't available at mass retail. Thanks to Walgreens, they were. So yes, while we've seen lots of action figures showing up in the past year or so, especially after COVID, it's been less and less. And we're lucky to kind of not only find the remains, but hey, you're even lucky to find a figure at all at Walgreens. And for a lot of collectors, they've had to go online to walgreens.com in order to pick up these exclusives. And if you don't hit at the exact right time, well, you basically miss the window, and you wind up paying big bucks for a figure that otherwise shouldn't be big bucks. I mean, you can still hunt, and, with a little luck, you're bound to find something, but again, fewer and fewer of these quote-unquote Walgreens exclusives or customized items are showing up, and a lot of them are being cleared out. I mean, a Marvel Legends Walmart exclusives for $2.49? Heck, I don't even care who the figure is. I'll buy it for that much. And some of the most recent figures, for example, it's now 2022, and the theme for Marvel Legends at Walgreens are villains. And, well, pretty much they're not even showing up at retail locations. They're almost online exclusives entirely. And this is something that definitely does not make collectors happy because it gives you a very limited window, and let's face it, it's not exactly promoted that these Walgreens exclusives are no longer available in store and that you have to choose to go online to get your King of the Ocean. Although, I have to say, the version that came in the Black Panther wave, that was just him in his green shorts, was much cooler than this one. No offense, Walgreens. Not the namer I wanted. Okay, and I don't know what their obsession over Moon Knight is, but heck, they definitely played their cards right, because, like I said, you get a Disney Plus show, suddenly everybody wants you. And since you can only get Moon Knight at Walgreens in multiple flavors and multiple brands, hey, apparently they like Moon Knight. All right. So why is Walgreens been able to do this? It's all about location, location, location. And I don't mean the fact that Walgreens is on your neighborhood street, but the fact that they have over 8,000 doors in the U.S., way more than their nearest competitor. Walgreens has more retail locations than almost anyone, and this is because they can hit the MOQ, or rather, why they can have exclusives. Simply because they have so many doors, about twice as many as Walmart, well, they can basically order 1 or 2 units per door, per store. A door is what the industry calls a location. So if they order 1 unit per door or 2 units per door, they've already hit the MOQ. Target and Walmart can't do that. They have to order a case pack per door. So the buying power, because of the sheer number of actual locations, is what allowed Walgreens to do this. They could just step up and say, yeah, we'll take any figure you've got because, heck, we only need to order 1 unit per retailer and we can hit that MOQ. All right, but that doesn't answer the question then. If that set Walgreens up for success to have all these exclusives, why are there so many blank holes in their planogram now? Well, it's all because of this gentleman, Steve Vann. And I made a video previously about Steve Vann's influence and time at Walgreens, but it really shouldn't be underplayed because this is really important, and I think for a lot of collectors to understand the role that someone like this plays. So Steve Vann is, or rather was, Walgreens' toy buyer, but also more importantly to you and I watching this channel, he's a toy collector. How do I know this? Well, not just because he's holding toys in this picture, but I know him very well. When I was the brand manager at Mattel and Jax, and he would come to their toy fairs to look at buying new product, he and I would have awesome lunches together because honestly, there's not that many people in the industry that work in toys and retail that truly are collectors. I mean, he's the guy kind enough to even go to Comic-Con and speak on panels. So yeah, he's a true fan. And having a true fan as the buyer of a major retailer makes all the difference, because he wanted Walgreens to use their solid structure, meaning the fact that they have such a large number of doors, and take advantage of that by hitting the MOQ to bring customers into the store looking for these exclusive products. It's a win for everyone. Collectors get more product, Walgreens gets more floor traffic, Hasbro, Mattel, Funko sells more product. And that's because Steve Vann was an internal champion. And I can't stress that enough. It is so important for a collector toy line to thrive, to have someone within a company, whether it's the buyer or if it's the manufacturer, the brand manager, who is a champion to make these toys happen. It's so much easier to say no because no requires way less work. Saying yes, well, that's a huge amount of work. But it only takes that one person to lead the team, to inspire them to say, hey, if we make ourselves, Walgreens, a destination for collectors, well, by having these exclusive customized items, it's going to bring in more foot traffic, and ideally, you're going to walk out of Walgreens not just with your exclusive toy, but with foot cream and wart remover and cat and crunch. It's very similar to the way movies and TV shows work. So you probably recognize the gang on the right there, right? George, Elaine, Jerry, and Kramer. You may not recognize the man on the left. That's Rick Ludwin, who is the NBC executive who is known as the champion for Seinfeld. He's the only one at the network that believed in the show. But because he was in the network, he could champion it. Very similar when I was at Mattel and ran Matty Collector, and I used that term. I called myself the internal champion, and I did get a lot of gruff for that, people thinking I was trying to make myself out to be more of a superhero than I already am. And we all know I am a superhero with the powers to control the minds of Waterfowl or Ben Spoons, as long as no one's watching. But yeah, Matty Collector ran for about 10 years or so, offering some great figures aimed at the adult collector that you could buy online. And the moment I left Mattel, when I was offered the chance to work on Star Wars product at Jax and get a title change, well, Matty Collector folded. And that's because there was no one left at the company who could run it. It was basically an empty chair. And that's why internal champions are so important. When Steve Vann left Walgreens for a better opportunity, no one replaced him. So the program that he put together, more or less, went away. He left it with a full tank of gas, and within a year, within 2 years, that tank of gas basically ran out and no one stepped up to fill his shoes. So we really have Steve to thank. If it wasn't for him, Walgreens wouldn't be getting all of these exclusives. And you can see the proof in the pudding. Well, now that he's left, your, fair-haired master of the 7 C's is no longer there because There's no reason to work so hard to have an exclusive at a store when there isn't someone internally pushing for this. And it's why all of the current Walgreens exclusives tend to drift online only. It's way easier for Walgreens to sell that way, and they can fade the program out now that there's not an internal champion. I hope this video helped explain the importance of having a brand manager or a toy buyer who gets the market and what a difference that person can make. Steve Vann was a great champion for Walgreens, and hopefully one day they'll have someone like him again. Thanks for watching this video, sharing it. It's a great way to support this channel. Appreciate all of it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.